There we go. Quick video today on measuring before and after high intensity exercise. So you got 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. You don't have 1, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got high intensity, you got minutes here, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes plus. If you're doing anything over 20 minutes, you need to really ask yourself why you're doing high intensity over 20 minutes. Are you really doing high intensity? Are you eliciting the adaptation you're looking, or are you looking to burn calories? Are you looking to burn energy? So high intensity by nature is glycolytic. That means it uses carbohydrates. If you're really doing high intensity and you can do it for a long time, you're just gonna be burning through carbohydrates that are stored in that working muscle. So if you do cycling, for instance, you're going to burn through the glycogen that's in your legs, but you're going to kind of leave the glycogen in your arms alone. If you're doing something like a CrossFit workout, which is generally full body, you're going to burn glycogen systemically all over the body, which is great. So you've got different numbers that you can measure on your Lumen before and after. One of the questions you need to ask yourself is, how many days have you been low or lower carb for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower days. What was your meal before? The measurement can be weird sometimes. You can have a carb meal and be measuring a 1 and a 2. That's just because it's stored in your glycogen. So you need to ask yourself what you're measuring and why you think you might be measuring that. If you're measuring a 5, 4 and you haven't been low carb and you don't think it's to do with stress, you're good to work out without carbing out. As you progress longer and longer, you might be looking to eat some carbohydrates. General rule of thumb is 0.5 grams to 1 gram per minute. Nice and easy to work out. If you work out for 10 minutes, 10 grams of carbohydrates. And then you measure after. So if you start your high intensity workout and finish after you've cooled down properly and you're a 1 or 2, your high intensity workout was brilliant. You've recovered well from it. If you drop any number, so say you start at 5 and you finish 4, it's a good sign. The bigger the drop, generally the better, but it depends person to person, depends how much carbohydrates, and it depends how long you worked out for. Where things get tricky is if you're a 1 or 2 before workout. Do you need to carb up? Generally, as a general rule of thumb, yes, you should carb up. However, did you have a carbohydrate meal before? Do you think your glycogen stores are full? I know loads of people that work out in a 1 or a 2, they'll do the workout and they finish as a 1 or a 2 without carbing up. Some people will start the workout as a 1 or 2, they'll carb up, and after the workout, they'll still finish a 1 or a 2, which is great. If you go up by 1 number, it's not a big deal. The problem arises when you're 1 or 2 and you finish your workout a 5 or a 4. And you have cooled down properly. This would indicate that you've created too much stress in your body. Your body has then gone into gluconeogenesis, which has created glucose, probably from muscle tissue. If you get a smell of pneumonia, you are burning through amino acids as your fuel source. Generally, that's rubbish for high intensity. That's not the purpose of high intensity. And you've completely wrecked the purpose of that workout. So those are my general rules for before and after. The only one that is kind of really bad is if you're 1 or 2 and you're finishing with a higher number. That signifies that you are stressy. If you're a higher number, move to a lower number. That workout was probably quite beneficial for you, depending on length, etc. That's up to you to play around with. And general rules, 0.5 to 1 gram per minute of exercise. Lumen normally gives you carb servings of 15 grams, and they normally work out close enough, and close enough is good enough. And that's pretty much everything on there.